You know, a lot of people in the music business, even Latinos, they don't know what a tres is. They have no idea what a tres is. They think it's a guitar, they think it's a ukulele, they think it's anything but a tres. And what's so special about this instrument is like, I only have 6 strings, but actually it's like 3 strings. I have 3 sets of double strings. And there's so much that you could do with it. You know, so when you take this instrument into your hands, you think that I only have 3 strings, I cannot do much with it. But that's where they're wrong. You could do a lot with it. Hopefully, I will get to prove it within years from now, because I still have the energy to be playing for the next 20 years. But people before me, people like Arsenio, Niño Rivera, Isaac Oviedo, Papi Oviedo, Alambre Dulce, Carmelo, all these other Cubans, musicians, they took this instrument and they really proved to the world that there's so much you could do with it. Unfortunately, I don't have the opportunity to show this as a let me see how would I say it. There's not a lot of venues for me to play. That's gone. There's not a lot of places where I could talk about my instrument. Thanks God for the internet, because the internet is what's saving nowadays a lot of us, a lot of musicians like me, that we could express and talk about our instruments. But this instrument, you know, with those 3 strings alone, I prove through recordings that there's a lot you could do with it. I recorded with salsa bands, I recorded with rumba players, just drums and me. I recorded with a charanga, I recorded with a big band, and I recorded with a ballad singer like Danny Rivera. So I have covered through the years a little bit of everything. I even recorded it with Paul Simon. But then all these people that have used me on recordings, they have a vision of doing different things, of mixing things, doing fusions with other instruments. And I picked this instrument because I saw from the very beginning, at an early age when I started playing, that there was a necessity for people to know about this instrument. Because this instrument is part, I would say, is 97% of Cuba's most famous dance form, which is el son. Without a tres, what would a song sound like? You know, so that's why it's so important for people to know about this instrument. Also, because I feel that it's up to me and it's up to a lot of other young players to keep with the to keep up with the tradition. You know, I always say that don't let tradition die, man. And this is a very traditional. Well, this is the national instrument from Cuba. Let's start there. And to me, this instrument comes from a country that, after Brazil, I consider Cuba to be one of the richest countries in music. You know, the music that was coming out of Cuba in the 40s, 50s, 60s, it's amazing, you know. So this is part of a traditional country, of traditional music. And I just will not let that die, man. I have like a commission, it's mandatory for me to keep up the tradition. And that's I learned that, and I heard it from the masters. And I'm going to mention two masters. First one, Cachao, Israel Lopez Cachao. He always told me, Necito, don't let tradition die. Keep on with your instrument. And the other one was El Niño Rivera. He always said, you know, I know you will put it somewhere else. And that's why I made this record, man.